Hi, I'm Stephanie Hansen from stephaniesdish.com, and I'm going to teach you how to make a super delicious flourless chocolate cake. Flourless, so that means gluten-free, people, and you would never even know it. This cake is so delicious and just has like all that chocolatey feeling that you want from a delicious cake. We're starting with hot water, and I have it so that it is super hot so that I can melt chocolate and butter in here, and then we're gonna add some eggs and get all the magic going. But first, I'm gonna go ahead. You can use a springform pan if you would like, and I would like, but my pan is at my cabin, so I won't like today. So instead, I'm gonna use a cake pan. This one is an 8-inch. You can use a 9-inch, 8-inch. I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. What I love about this cake is it's pretty forgiving, all things considered. Baking is hard. Baking requires like so many like precise ingredients, and that isn't normally the way I cook. I'm kind of more of a throw it together person. So, all right, I have this buttered really well because I want my cake to come out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Give my hands a little zhuzh. For the chocolate that we're using today, I'm using Ghirardelli bittersweet chocolate. I had to use the chips because I usually use the bar, but they didn't have it at the store. It was out. So we're gonna go with the chips. I need about 12 ounces, and the package had about 10 ounces, so I eyeballed the other 2 ounces. I wanna make sure that I've got enough hot water in here. Here's another little trick. I normally have like a beautiful metal bowl that sits over here that allows me to melt the chocolate. But again, I think that's at the cabin because I couldn't find it. So I'm gonna use this little strainer here and put my other metal bowl right inside there with my chips. And that will allow me to get the heat of the water kind of acting as like a double broiler, as it were, but without getting water in my mix. So I'm gonna be melting the chocolate and the butter. And when I get all that melted, we'll come back and I'll show you what we do with the eggs. So we're just gonna put our butter in here with our chips, get everything melted. I love to make this cake for Valentine's Day. It's really sweet to serve this to your lovelies. All right, our chocolate and our butter are melted. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take them off the heat, and I'm gonna let them cool down just a little bit, probably, let's say like 5 minutes, so that when I mix it with the eggs, it doesn't cook the eggs. So we'll let it cool down about 5 minutes. It just looks super beautiful in there. I don't know if you can see that delicious chocolate, the butter all mixed in there. All right, so our chocolate and butter mixture is set up. It's cooling down. Now we are going to beat our eggs, our sugar, and our salt. And we're just gonna beat them in my stand mixer here. I get eggshells and things, so I like to do it in a bowl first and then slip them in, because if I don't, I will be turning off the mixer. Kind of making like a jazzy sound. Woo! I'll be turning off the mixer and like digging shells out. There we go. All right, one more. We've got 6 eggs, and we're gonna add that, the sugar, and a pinch of salt. So we're just gonna slip those in. And they actually go for about 5 minutes. 5 to 8 minutes, depending on your speed of your mixer. You want thick yellow ribbons. We have a little salt, put that in there. And right now the mixer's at 1. I'm gonna turn it up. And I also like to set a timer. So I'm gonna set my timer for 5 minutes. I'm gonna leave it on 2. 4 seems too aggressive. Leave it on 2 and get back to you in 5 minutes. And hopefully by then we'll have beautiful, thick, sugary, eggy ribbons. All right. I have the eggs and the sugar forming what they call pale ribbons. And in order to do that, You're gonna beat this for about 5 to 8 minutes. And I just wanna show you kind of what that looks like. You can see it's sort of frothy and it's pale in color. The eggs were a lot darker. So we are ready to mix in, and I'm gonna do this in a clear bowl so you guys can see it. We're ready to mix in our chocolate mixture. Because we don't have any flour, the stabilizer here is the sugar and the eggs. So I'm going to fold in to the eggs, the chocolate and the butter mixture. Folding is just gently incorporating so that I'm not necessarily deflating the whole mixture by like aggressively stirring. All right, that's all of our chocolate, all of our butter. I think I got it all there. And I'm just gonna get this all mixed together with my spatula, and then I'm gonna put it in my baking pan that I prepared, and we're gonna bake it. All right, it took me a bit, but I've got it all folded in here, and it's starting to look like cake batter, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this in our prepared pan, and we're gonna bake it at 350 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes. And you know, I'm sorry, when you have recipes and they're like, do it for maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, it's because everyone's oven really is different. I've been preheating my oven here for a while at 350, but everyone's oven's a little bit different, and sometimes you kind of just gotta go with your gut. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. And keep in mind, I didn't have my springform pan. I had a little bit smaller 8-inch, so I'm just gonna go up to there and leave the rest there. We're gonna put that in the oven until a toothpick inserted comes out clean, just like a regular cake would. And then we will get it out of our pan, because hopefully it'll come out of our pan. And then we'll put it on a platter and we'll do some powdered sugar decoration and some raspberries.